here are some of my thoughts about the ancient Celtic gods. First off, I believe the common god Belinos, or also known as Granos, is the Deus Piter, the Sky Father god of the Celts. And why might you say that? Well, first off, many scholars say that he's the sun god. The only problem is that in most European pagan religions, the sun is characterized as female while the moon as male. And it wasn't until the Mediterranean Indo-Europeans encountered the indigenous Mediterranean civilizations did they switch this around due to their influence, such as the Proto-Greeks or the Etruscans. But the thing is Belinos likely means the shining one, probably from one of the same roots as the Proto-Celtic for white or shining, because there's many Proto-Celtic roots that mean that. It's a very important aspect to the ancient Celts. But one thing I can say is that this would make sense on certain levels, because Beli and the great Belinos in Welsh folklore is almost the father of all the gods. There you go, there's more evidence right there. Not only that, but Granos in Gaul means the bearded one. And now what gives you more of an image of fatherliness than a big beard? Granos is a fitting title for a fatherly god. And this would also mean that it's possible that Suila, or Suilis, the goddess of the sun from the bathhouse in Somerset, is also the daughter/eye of Belinos, which would make a lot of sense. This would also apply to Grian, and I believe Grian, if that's a goddess, in Irish myth. I'm gonna have to do more research to see who the Irish version of Belinos is. It could be Dian Cecht, but I'm not certain, because Dian Cecht is corresponded with Borwals, I believe. Well, either way, Lugus, onto Lugus. I believe Lugus is a part of the divine twins of original Indo-European mythology. The supposed divine twins that also were reflexed in Romulus and Remus, or in, also I believe there was some Greek myth that had like two horse twins. And I think that's a very archaic association with them as well, horse twins. Now I've seen evidence that Cuchulainn is really just a reincarnation of Lugus, his father Lu, right? Well, Lugus was supposedly born like at the same time as a foal, if I'm remembering correctly. And that would make a lot of sense from the perspective that perhaps Lugus was originally a part of a divine pair of twins, but over time it sort of became less that they were both twins who were skilled at riding, and more that it was one god that was skilled and the other that was a horse. This could make sense because I think there's a reflect of such in Welsh mythology with Pryderi, son of Rhiannon, and the fact that he was also born at the same time as a colt or horse. And with Cernunnos, my thoughts on Cernunnos is he's likely from the same Indo-European root as the Greek god Pan, but he's been converted from a shepherd god or an animal nature god to more of a god of the intersection between things, opposites, if you will, roads perhaps, in association with crossing, or wealth in the underworld. Also, opposites, life, or what is accumulated over life and death. Now, this can be said because usually in one hand he holds an object of wealth, a torque or a bag of coins, and in the other he holds a ram-headed or ram-horned serpent, which can represent either nature or death itself. And also, the fact is he's also usually portrayed with stag horns or deer ears, perhaps both, as well as possibly hooves. And this represents his duality between nature and man. So he's a duality god. More evidence that Belinos is the Deus Piter of the Celtic gods is in one reflection, Granos, that is, from Gaul, the partner of, I believe it was either Damona or Cerona, which are both supposedly reflexes of the Indo-European cow goddess, which is usually a part of the divine pair between the Sky Father and the cow goddess, which is also seen in reflexes such as Zeus and Hera, and the Latin versions as well of both of those characters.